So like honestly, I was really into One Piece D&D recently, and I've been like solely focused on that. But yeah, basically, this is a character design video. This is pretty much how this is how I do my character designs, and this is pretty much the work process I want for people who I'm gonna hire. That's the main like reason I made this video or making this video. First, I start off with a base sketch. As you can see from the image up there, this is pretty much how most of my art like starts. Then I start off with a rough draft. The rough draft is what you're seeing me like sketch out right now. I make about 6 or 7 of these sometimes at the minimum 3, and that's pretty much how I'm gonna do it for the people who work for me or work with me. Pretty much 3 is the minimum I want them to design. I'm gonna pick one, they're gonna like refine that design and then make 3 more, and then they are gonna go to like the finished like final products after that. It's usually best to have references on the side, like an image board or something. I usually make a bunch of them, put them in like an image document, and then just use that. That's pretty much what I'm gonna send to people also. Working on something and reworking it is the best way to come up with a better design. But always thinking constraints. The moment you like restrict yourself, that's when you're the most creative. Anyway, enough with that. Let's go over the reference sheet now. After you got the base sketch done and fully fleshed out, that's when you can do turnarounds. Basically, first is a 3/4 view. Most likely that's what you're gonna use to like advertise and stuff like that. Then there's the front view, the side view, and then the back view. Those are what I use pretty much because I'm not only making a comic, I'm making a card game, and RPG like game. Having a view of all angles is actually the best way. You can add some headshots or some little effects if you want, but that's totally up to you. If I'm not making manga, I don't usually use like thick black lines or anything like that, or black lines in general. But for this like reference sheet, I have to use black lines, like outline, for mainly like show the difference between like fabrics and stuff like that nature. Now let's go to like something else. The color palette. Picking the color palette is pretty easy. See, after I do the line art, I usually add base shades and then I put them under this, like under the line art. It gives it a little cartoony feel, you know. I mainly do it so that I can have a color picker, like a color wheel for like the character I'm creating. But normally I have to figure it out when I do the first evolution or something like of that nature. But for anyone that I'm like giving this to, like to say, hey, you gotta design this, I'm going to give you a color palette. Probably, most likely to give you a color palette. I'm not gonna just throw you to the wolves. Also, the 3/4 view, I mainly use that as from the base sketch, like the sketch that you refine. That's usually in 3/4 for one reason. I don't want to redraw a whole 3/4 view over again. So I'll just design that, ink that, and use that as like an image shot or a shot to basically show a bit of the character's personality. Anyway, it looks like I'm done here. I think I've explained almost everything. If I forget something, I'll probably put it in a future video or something like that. Until then, see you later.
I need a bitch like bitch like who?